Welcome to the Spilled Ink and Coffee Show, where we take book discussions to a new level.
We don't just read books, we interview them, journal about them, sip coffee, spill thoughts, and explore stories on and off the page.
Grab a cup and get cozy, because every book deserves a great conversation.
Today we're asking the real question. Do you speak cursive? We're rating books, side-eyeing editors, and loving Nana visitor forever. Let's officially close our 2025 book journals and open up our 2026 journals. What's in your journal?
What do we do with our journals? Like when is like December 31st the cutoff? That's it? That's the cutoff?
That's what I've always done in the past.
Because I haven't made a full year yet in my journal. This will be my first.
That's what I did last year because, let's see, when did I finish my first book? I finished my first book on January 1st. So I was reading over Christmas.
Okay. And then you put that one that you finished.
First one.
I will tell you, what I have been doing is stockpiling for this freaking alphabet challenge for next year. And I'm going to make a video about it.
Okay.
Going, guys, I'm really searching for these letters that are hard. Which, you didn't guess the book for Q. You thought it was Q from Star Trek?
No, I just thought it was the letter Q.
Oh, it was letter
I didn't
Q.
know which book it was.
Oh, okay. You're going to wait?
Yeah, I'm going to wait.
Okay.
I'm also, I'm realizing I'm not going to be able to finish my alphabet challenge this year. So I am also stockpiling for next year.
For next year.
Yeah, so the Z book that I ordered or that you ordered for me,
Yep.
I'm saving it for next year.
I finished my alphabet challenge, but the other challenges I did not.
So I put I'm pretty much done.
Oh, yay.
I just haven't decorated the front yet.
And then you're going to make a video?
And then I'll make a video. I have to finish.
I posted
I'm all
mine.
set for January.
Yes.
But I have to hold on. I haven't done all of these yet.
Ooh,
Where I put the
it's
amount
a
of
windy, so hang on to your book.
the amount of pages.
I love this.
There.
I can't wait for a video. I just edited mine, and then I just did a voiceover on the CapCut, and I just learned, guys, it's horrible. I'll get better at it as I practice voiceover on CapCut.
Okay.
I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I shouting? I was totally shouting.
Sometimes you have to shout. So,
But then,
my
gosh, look at how your world came out. Guys, you're going to see mine on Turn the Page Tuesday this week. And then it said, did I finish it? No, because I actually didn't. I came up with 2 more things I want to put in my book, and I'll tell them to you when I'm done. You have the library savings page, the publisher tracker. Oh my gosh, these are stunning. The genre tracker. Okay, I can't spend a minute on this because this is what I told everybody to do. I said, guys, so Rhode Island is just floating on my hand along with New Jersey, and they're just the stickers, right? Mm-hmm. I told him, I said, you got to photocopy it and then put it in and then put the sticker on, go from black to white to color. It's I'm sure you can imagine it, because right now I'm just shoving Rhode Island in and you're watching me shove it. It's sometimes you just got to shove in a state.
Sometimes you just got to shove in a state.
All right, but Rachel did it correct, and you'll see that. I can't wait. This came out amazing, her Read the World page.
It's almost just like this year's.
Wow. So how are you going to do it?
I'm going to do it like this year's, which was, hold on, I got to find it. I don't know where it is.
These came out so good.
Where I just colored in.
Oh, you colored it in. Mm-hmm. I love that. I didn't think that you can open the shiny sticker, but it works.
Yeah, you have to be a little careful because accidents happen. But
okay. It bled into the ocean.
Yeah, Portugal bled into the ocean. But yeah,
I love this. All right, perfect.
Yeah.
And then pages per day. Loving the orange. Books, pages, physical, Kindle, audio, ARC, library, and the days that you read. I am not pretty. I'm not beautiful. I am not pretty. I am not beautiful. I am as radiant as the sun. Oh, from the Hunger Games. Yeah. It's you're all those things. You are. Goodreads challenge.
So I
didn't have this.
I didn't have this. So for every Goodreads challenge I finished, I'm going to put a book, because Goodreads does bookmarks. So I'm going to do a bookmark, because I have a bookmark stamp, and put the challenge that I finished.
I can't wait to see that when that's done. This is amazing. Okay, your top 5 2026 books. what is this? The
Five
five-star
stars.
tracker, which you're not giving out as much as you used
No,
to. So.
which is why it's just on one page right now.
Wow.
And that's what I have to finish this part.
I know, but it's a lot of work and it's beautiful.
But then I've already set up January, so I can just hop right in.
And I like that everything's in the front, like you said,
I do
because
too.
when you add your book, because you're going to be adding more books, there's just nothing you can do about it. It just goes back to back with it. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for everybody to see this at all. Which I remember the book bracket. I want to make sure you saw it all. The book bingo.
You saw the DNF.
Your book awards. Okay, and I've seen it. Friends, she's going to do the thing, and it's going to be awesome.
And I have some stickers on the front, so.
Woohoo! No.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry, thank you.
I grabbed it, but not the others. Thank goodness they're strangers. It's a breezy day here in Florida, but we like it. Okay, so we've marked in our books what
I did.
we wanted
I
to
put
do to
marks.
try and get ourselves caught up.
Yep.
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the catch up right now. So what did you mark? What's the first title and author that we're talking about?
Well, I guess I marked Ward D by Frieda McFadden.
I think that we talked about it, but maybe we didn't.
I don't know.
Maybe it was in the TBR. Let's do it. We'll open up with Frieda.
This one's fairly quick.
I'm not even worried about quick.
Do you want me to just read my review?
So, okay. So this is Ward D by Frieda McFadden. Did you do physical or audio?
I did physical.
Okay. And we know why you pick up her books. We always know why.
It is the palate cleanser.
It is. So let's hear your review, and then, we'll just do some back
Oh, yeah, because
talk.
I read her 1 star right before this.
Wait a minute. Let's give a mention to the 1 star just in case we didn't.
I feel really bad. The 1 star is Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune, and I've read several. She's a romance writer. I've read several books by her. This one was just stupid.
Okay, and I do think we did talk about that one.
Yeah, it just wasn't. I didn't like the main characters. I didn't like anything about it. Bleh. So I needed something pick me up, so I picked up Ward D. It's the story of the cool thing about this. So it's the premise of the book is a medical student she's doing her rotations, and she has to do an overnight stay in Ward D in the hospital, which is the lockdown psych ward. And she has to do a 12-hour overnight shift. The cool thing about this book is that it takes place over the 12 hours. So the book is so basically if you sat down and read this book, you could, like, from start to finish, you could read this in the amount of time that the story takes place.
Clever.
Yeah. So
is each chapter like hour 1, hour 2, hour 3?
Yep.
Oh, so
yeah, it breaks it down. Like she starts it, it starts actually like the 45 minutes of her going to the hospital, and she's really dreading this overnight, and she really doesn't want to do it. And then it starts literally hour by hour. And the cool thing about this one, and sometimes I can guess with Frieda, like but I, like, literally every hour, every chapter, I was changing my mind about who was who, because it's like, well, is this person who they really say they are? Are they crazy, or are they just in here because of some other reason? Like,
this one sounds brilliant and submersive, and you only gave it 4 stars. Where's the 5?
I don't remember.
Okay, cool. Guys, we're like way back in time, but we're doing this because these are important.
Yeah, I read this in July. I read it over 2.5 days. You know why? I think I never give Frieda books 5 stars because somebody who does something bad, not necessarily the bad guy, but somebody who does something bad always gets away with it at the end. I'm not necessarily saying like it's the murder or the really bad thing or this, that, and the other, but
I feel how you feel. I always want justice. I want somebody to pay.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I suspected the ending, but not. I'm like, this is how I think the book's going to end, but it was not the person who I thought.
Got it. And we're not going to tell you people who
No,
did
I'm not
what.
going to tell you anything.
I think this one of all the Frieda McFaddens have piqued my interest because of reading it in time.
That was the big, as soon as I realized that we were going through like chapter by chapter, and in some of the chapters it's like 12:15. The next chapter is 12:17 because you just get like that blip in time.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was, yeah. There, and as always, there's a really good twist at the end. It's a fast read just because like you want to, okay, wait, that was just a 2-minute chapter. I need to know what happens in the next hour. Like, and of course, no cell phones work. So it's that kind of trapped room thriller that's become pretty popular.
Yeah, I don't know if I could ever just like work in a psych ward.
This is,
we need people, so thank you for those people who do it.
Yeah.
You're very brave.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This was a good one.
And I see why. I think that you're always going to recommend Frieda, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's some that are better than others. This is a good one.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next book. This one is highly recommended.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars.
I liked it. Like I said, I'm interested. Okay, so now the next book, we're still catching up. So what time are we in still? July?
This is August.
All right,
in
guys,
August.
we're finally in August, and I see the ARC stamp.
Yes,
So,
this was an ARC. It is out now. I always get giddy when I go into a bookstore and I see a book out that I did an ARC review for. So this is one that's sitting on the shelves of both big box bookstores and your independent bookstores. I've seen it pop up on Goodreads as a recommendation. So,
and the title of the book and the author.
The Book Club for Troublesome Women, and it is by Marie Bostwick.
Our book club is for everybody.
Yes, yes.
Troubled or not. And was this physical?
No, this was a Kindle.
It's a Kindle, and we got 4 stars.
4 stars, and it was historical fiction.
Okay.
It's set in Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah, you get to color another thing on the map.
Yes. In the late 50s, early 60s.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you're still in it's that, and that's what kind of drew me to this book. It's in that awkward stage of women should only be housewives. Women can be something more. So
there's a book club where women thought they were going to talk about books, but they talk about issues?
Both.
Oh.
So they end up reading like The Feminine Mystique and some very feminist literature that was very, gasp. How could a woman read that? That's just so bad for you. Like, that's awful.
Did you read The Feminine Mystique back in the day of your college times?
I did not. Should I?
I don't know. I'm going to look that while you tell us more about your review, The Feminine Mystique.
Yeah.
Ooh, la la.
So it's 4 different women that are all, they're roughly all the same age, but they're in 4 completely different marriages but they're all looking for something else. Not out of their marriage, but they're looking for, like, I'm not just fulfilled being, and so 4 different marriages, 4 different husbands, 4 different ways of the husbands reacting. And it was cool to see how they move to support each other and do all of that.
So based on the summary of The Feminine Mystique, this sounds like this is another or a fictional version of The Feminine Mystique. I don't know if that one was history or not, but it says it's part of a feminist movement where wives
The Feminine Mystique it's like a Gloria, it's not Gloria Steinem, but it's like, it's a feminist book. It's not fiction.
It's by Betty Friedan, just so everybody knows.
That book is, I don't want to say it's self-help, but it's self-empowering is what I would say it is. It's not a story.
Okay.
It is not a story.
So we're just going through how women felt back then. And
the Feminine Mystique was about how you can be more as a woman. Like, don't get trapped in this. This is what it was like that type of book, girl power. wasn't a story. That was the Feminine Mystique was just the book they were reading in the book club.
And that's what helped them feel empowered.
Start to wake up and see things and change their mind and things like that.
That women should not be subservient in the home baking cookies.
That you're equal. Like at one point, I would say she's probably the main character. Most of the story is told from her point of view. She's probably she's the one who starts the book club.
What's her name?
Margaret.
Thank you.
She always wanted to be a writer. And she was a very good writer in college. And then, of course, she gets married and stops the writing. She ends up starting writing again, submits to a magazine, wins an award, a cash prize, and then we would like you to write more for us. But this is one of those things, this isn't that long ago. You're talking about 80 years ago, no, 60 years ago, and she comes home, she's got her check. She can't go to the bank and cash the check herself without her husband.
That's wild.
Even though she's on the bank account, it's a joint bank. She has to have her husband there with her. They won't give her the cash.
That
she can deposit it.
That's her money. She earned it.
So it's women weren't allowed to have credit cards unless their husbands or fathers co-signed. So it's that. So it really gets into a lot of that, trying to figure out how you can be more, to fight for your independence.
If you're a woman and you lived through that and you fought for our independence, thank you, because I could not imagine having to go to a significant other and be like, excuse me.
A man, it has to be a male significant other.
I can't.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it was super well written. There was some really, it was obviously serious, but it was still funny serious. There was still funny things.
You enjoyed it because you gave an arc 4 stars.
Yeah.
And you're very reserved on your arc reads.
Yeah, this one was, the quotes were great. It was a really good, because sometimes when you, I read another book in November, and it was on my November breakdown, where I probably would have classified as a historical fiction. It was Confessions of a Grammar Queen, and it was along the same lines. She worked in the 1960s in publishing. She's the only girl. She wants to, but that ended up to me being hokey, because you had chapters that were told by her dog. So it turned what could be a more serious book or a more serious topic into something hokey. This one was still light while being serious at the same time.
So these women, tell us about this pack of women.
So there's they're at the beginning of the book, they're all married. I'll just leave it there. There's 4 of them.
Okay.
Our main character, Margaret, she's a classic stay-at-home mom, couple of kids, working to support her husband. Her husband works a lot, doesn't necessarily love his job, but he works a lot, and she's never considered anything else, but is worried she's turning into her mother and wants more. So she ends up being married. Her next door neighbor is a former nurse. She was a nurse, but they have 6 kids. Her husband's in the military, and she really wants to go back to work. She wants to go back to being a nurse. So that's her. There's a very, very rich woman who's married to a very, very rich man, comes from a wealthy family. She seems very standoffish and but she loves art. And she's been told, you just need to be the pretty wife and not worry about that. And then the youngest of all the women is married to a veterinarian. She went to college. She was a semester away from graduating from vet school when something happened. I'll just leave it at that. Something happened, and a semester away, she has to drop out of vet school. she feels her only option is to marry this older veterinarian.
Interesting.
And she does. So it's all about their journey of finding
themselves.
And I will say, no, despite twists, turns, ups, downs, happy, sads, tears, all of that, all 4 of them find their happy place.
Ooh, okay.
So
I like it. It does. It sounds very real and true.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, there's ugly in here. I mean,
but that's life.
Yeah, but still not like
the dog's not telling the story.
The dog's not telling the story. It's not like making a light of what, because it's very real. I think that's the piece that hit me the most. You know, she goes to cash her check and she can't.
It's the relatability.
Yeah.
So it's very relatable.
Yeah.
Who you're recommending this one,
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah. Definitely go read it for sure.
Who wants this book? Who wants to read it?
I would think any woman, a younger woman who's interested in hearing stories about what it was like to grow up or to be a wife, to be a young woman in the late 50s, early 60s. You know, you've got, you know, fighting, like if you like the historical fiction and that in-between era, you know, you're coming out of McCarthyism and the Korean War and tripping into a little bit of Vietnam and in Washington, D.C. So there's that added political.
Have you read this author before?
No, I never have.
Is this their debut?
Nope.
Will you read more of their
Absolutely.
work? It's really made you think that. And I think that the cover is actually quite stunning. I love that we have a 50s, 60s mod dress on, and it's not a cartoon.
She's got her cigarette. She's got her book in her lap. Yeah.
Amazing.
But still sitting very proper.
Yeah. I love that. Wow. All right. That one actually, you've given me some more inspiration to read. Just like in book club yesterday. Gosh, there's so many.
There were so many good recommendations.
There were great recommendations, and we're still going on and on. So let's turn the page on that one. And then, I know, we have to take the tabbies out now. What month are we in?
We are still in August.
All right. Well, we're just going to keep going since we're still in August. Oh, my stars. I see the cover of the book. I'm very excited because we were at the Star Trek convention and Nana visitor signed your book, correct? Or signed
a book? Signed my my Deep Space Nine manual.
Whatever. Nana, thank you for all of those things. So she wrote this book, and so now tell us the name of the book. Who is the author?
So this is Open a Channel, A Woman's Trek. It's by Nana Visitor, who played Kira Nerys on Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
So what is a physical book?
I actually read this on Kindle. The physical book, I saw the physical book when I met her, and the physical book is beautiful. It's glossy. It has beautiful pictures. The Kindle version had the pictures as well, but not the pretty, glossy, big whole page pictures. So it's an awkward sized book, the physical book. It's not a normal sized book.
I do agree because I didn't see it with you. So with this book, what is the genre?
Nonfiction.
It's not sci-fi, people.
It is not science fiction.
So everybody needs to know you're about to read a Star Trek book written by a Star Trek actor, and it is the history of the female actors in Star Trek. Behind the scenes.
Their experiences with auditioning, with being on the set, on the show, their experiences before they auditioned, and then their experiences after, what it was like coming out of Trek. Yeah.
Now, for those of you who do not know Nana's story, it is long, it is deep, and there's some
serious trauma in there.
Yeah, so you're going to have to go dive into that.
And she talks about that in her chapter,
because her trauma happened mid-season, mid-Trek.
Mid-Trek, yep.
Why did you pick up this book beyond being a Star Trek fan?
Well, I liked that I had read that she did all the interviews and all the research herself.
Mm.
So I find, and there was, I think the thing, and I said this to her when I met her, you could tell the amount of time that it would have taken to interview all of these people, and then the amount of time that the research into the history. There was a lot of back work that even went into the actual writing before she actually sat down and writing. There was a lot, and that was impressive. She didn't just slap her name on a book and talk to a couple people. I mean, she did real research, and she did a lot of interviews. So, and not just with the women.
She's a woman of integrity, and she really does care about what she puts her name on. Now, I see it's a 3-star rating. Why?
So this is the English major / Star Trek person in me. There were some of the storylines that she talked about were incorrect. I can't remember them now off the top of my head. I have them bookmarked, I know. But they were not no, that's not what happened. They weren't going to that planet. They were going here. So it was things like that only a true epic Trekkie who's watched these shows a million times knows.
Which most actors do not watch themselves.
Right. And they've I think of Sirach Lawton. He never watched any of the original, didn't watch Deep Space Nine, didn't watch Next Generation or Voyager. So, there's...
The history and the lore gets lost sometimes with the actors because they are doing a job. They're not fanning like some other people are mega fans.
My 3 stars was because she should have found a different editor. There were the same phrases repeated over and over and over again.
How many times have we said it's usually the editor's fault?
And there were the same stories repeated. It's one thing to reference the story multiple times, which is fine because you're trying to prove a point. This goes back to this story. This goes back to this story. But it was... I'm going to repeat 2 paragraphs of this. I don't pull it back. So I feel like if she had, I don't know if they were trying to reach a word count but if she had a better editor, that could have been avoided.
I think sometimes, especially in these universes, if you don't have someone who understands technobabble, they don't understand the lore.
Yeah.
It's almost like you need a Star Trek historian, even though this is not necessarily about that. That's just a separate component.
Yeah, and I'm learning things. I'm reading a book right now, which we'll probably talk about in January. But the main character in the book is trying to publish a book. She's a writer. And her editor suggests, and I didn't know this was a real thing, but it is, a sensitivity reader. So when you're writing about sensitive subjects or race, you give the book, if you were covering the Chinese in the American West, you would have a Chinese reader read it to check for how things were, Chinese words. Was it pronounced correctly? Was this maybe a microaggression? Was this maybe racist? So I feel like if there's sensitivity readers, there has to be a continuity reader somewhere, someone who knows and could have fixed. Because
you could have done it.
I could have fixed it, and I'm not there's people who know way more than me. So I guess that's why it was 3 stars.
Which is fine. And we'll throw that to the editor. So now, without giving away too much, give us a couple of your favorite quotes. It's obviously very quotable.
This is probably related more towards the original series, but the women who wore the costumes that looked ready to malfunction at any moment were young, thin, and beautiful. Evidently in space, you never gained weight and you thoughtfully died at 40. And then probably my favorite one, we, meaning women writers, we don't need to be elevated. We need to be allowed in. Unlock the door, get out of the way.
That is the best
And
quote.
that's probably like her main message for all of this. Like, we can do great things, just give us a chance. So, I mean, as a Trekkie, I enjoyed it. As a mini feminist, I enjoyed, you read back over how these women were treated in the 60s and 70s, and you're like, oh.
But this she's not writing about necessarily 60s and 70s but for her time in Trek.
Oh, it's not much different.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say probably the first third of the book is all the actresses and writers that worked on the original series. So there's that. Because it's not just Uhura, it's Majel Barrett, and there's a couple other they might have had one or two guest roles, like they might have been on one or two episodes, and she talked to them. DC Fantana, I probably mispronounced her name. She worked on the original, and she also worked on Next Generation. She was a writer, so she interviewed her. Like there's, yeah.
So not much changed from the OG to Next Gen to Deep Space Nine. When did we start seeing an evolution in, and I'm just going to say the industry standards of everybody had to be super, super stick thin? When did we finally break it? I mean, it had to be, were we before Discovery?
I think the new era of Trek, like with Discovery and
Strange New Worlds,
that's where there was
we broke the mold.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But even through Voyager, like she talks, obviously with Jerry Ryan, with what Jerry Ryan had to wear and why she was obviously cast. And even though you put a woman in charge of the ship, you still couldn't figure out her hair.
Right.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to read this one for sure as another Trek fan, as a woman who would love to be in a Trek series. But how much heartbreak is in this? I mean, other than Nana's personal story, is there more trauma from other women?
Not as bad as Nana.
Okay.
And hers is probably the worst story.
And then did she put in there if anyone refused to be interviewed?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. So there are other females that actually declined the interview, and she does say, hey, I try to talk to.
Yep. And she got the quotes that she puts in from them or from other interviews that they've done. But yes, she puts in there, did not want to be interviewed for this book.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I mean, when you move on from a part of your life that maybe was a struggle bus.
Yeah.
Then you want to,
and you might not have the best memories. Yeah.
Correct.
So, yep.
Wow. So you're going to recommend this one?
You really have to be a Trekkie to want to pick this up. I mean, yeah, go women, but I don't know if you're wanting to really, I think some, this is a Trekkie book.
Okay, perfect. I don't disagree.
But I appreciate the effort. Like, it wasn't just her writing. I mean, it was the back, probably the front end, I should say. Like,
the research, a lot of it. All right, let's see. Where's your next tab land? And if it's out of August,
September.
All right, well, pause on your book real quick, and let's see if we can get me out of a month and things that I picked. So I'm in August, and it's the Xenophobe's Guide to the Americans. And I'm doing the alphabet challenge so hard. So I got my letter X.
This was your X. Who's the author?
Stephanie Faul, Faul.
And was it physical?
Is a physical. The genre is humor realism.
Okay. All right. So I'm assuming, but correct me, but I'll let you say it. Why'd you pick this one up?
To finish the X on the alphabet. But then when I read the backs of these Xenophobe books, there's a whole line of them. So guys, it's for like every place and country in the world. So if you need the letter X.
You gave me Scotland.
I did give you Scotland. And then I'm saving Norwegians for next year's X.
Okay.
But I've got a few more. I mean, they're very humorous.
They're not long, right?
No, they're short reads. They are. I want to say like maybe 100 pages, maybe less. Depends on which one you pick up.
So what were your first thoughts? I should ask, how many cups of coffee did you get?
I gave it 5 cups of coffee because this was spot on. Everything I said, it's very so true about Americans. It's highly quotable and extraordinarily accurate. It's a big LOL for Americans who don't take things personal and can look at themselves and be like, yeah, that's us. Okay, cool. And I only think certain generations can handle that.
Right.
That's just what I think about that. And I did give it a favorite character. My favorite character was the editor because he knew all the good stuff to keep in this thing. So I'm going to read a few of these quotes. The author's dedication was to Francis Trollope, 1832's. I guess there was a version of this published by that author, and they said it's a better version of Xenophobes in America from 1832, and that's what inspired this whole nonsense of this series. I'm going to tell you, when I picked this up, honestly, the McDonald's French fries, I was like, yes, let's go.
I mean, it doesn't get any more American than that.
No, but the original from 1832 probably did not have the French fries, so I would be curious to find that book and see what the perspective of Americans were back then. Can you imagine? There is no such thing as a plain American. I think that's true.
Okay.
I think that's true. We're a melting pot crystallized out into a zillion ethnic splinters. I like the way we put some of these words. Just go read page 28, the paragraph on immigrants. I couldn't even write it all down. I had to reference the page. This one I love so much. America has no official religion of any sort, but a widespread devotion to the cult of Disney.
Yes.
See,
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
It's so true. Everything is true. Okay, perfect. We really, really like it. Halloween, I did not know, was the second most expensive holiday after Christmas.
Oh,
I would have thought
I would believe that now for sure.
I would have thought it was going to be Thanksgiving, but since I moved to Florida and we're all doing shots and making Jell-O shots and
decorating our yards just like we would for Christmas.
It's out of control. What happened to Thanksgiving? I thought the food bill alone would be higher than the Halloween decor. That's all I got. The wind chill factor is something that was created by Americans that were not satisfied by measuring ambient temperatures with an obsolete system.
Because we can't just say it's 10 degrees. We need to say it's negative 22 with the wind chill.
Friends, pick up the Xenophobe line because it is ridiculous. So I'm not going to tell. The whole book is quotable. It's such a short read. I actually want to say it's 98 pages. I don't write page counts down. I'm not there yet. I'm a slow go in the journal, guys. So pick up the Xenophobe's Guide to America.
Let's do this one on Wednesday because I finished it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I so desperately was looking for, we're just mentioning the elderly lady must not be crossed. The tiny book. I'm obsessed now. I want more tiny books like this. And I'm looking in all the stores every time I see a bookstore. I'm like, I need a freaking tiny book like this.
Okay.
Helen, listen to us. Helen Thurston, make more tiny books, please.
All right. What's the next one?
Okay.
So where are we?
It says September 21st. But this one is called Space to Inspire by Dr. Proctor. Dr. Sian Proctor. It's the art of inspiration. I was in August in Mesa, Arizona, and I stumble into this co-op art gallery. And I see astronaut
I remember you
stuff,
telling me about this. Okay.
And I get in there. This woman is amazing. She is a doctor, and she is an astronaut. She's a doctor of, I think geology. But let me just say, it's a poetry with art, and it comes with.
And is it her art?
It's her art, and it has an app because it's augmented reality. So when you put the app over the art pages, you have an augmented reality, and then the story comes to life, and it's her reading it while the art is doing like things.
It's like all the modes.
It is the most technologically artistic, poetic advancement I've ever seen in a book. I can't even explain it to you.
Is it?
But I have the physical book.
So would you classify it as a book of poetry, a children's book? Like, what are you?
Genre, I put it as poetry with VA and AR, which is visual arts and augmented reality.
Okay.
It's a whole lot of things. My favorite character is Afrobotica, which is a future Afro-futuristic robot in space. And how do you explain the feeling of awe? Because I'm in awe of this woman who just is like no other. When you hear her read her stories, you can tell she's just down to earth. She's a brainiac, but she doesn't, you know how some people are very dry when they talk?
Yeah.
She's nothing like that. And she's just like a free spirit. And I just imagine her painting in outer space. La 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 la.
Has she done any painting in outer space? Do you know?
If she did any of the ones in space, then I don't know.
Just curious.
I will go back and relook through all the pictures in the book and then go back and read her whole bio. I mean, it's a lot. And I really wish that this was in more science classrooms or connected to the STEAM and STEM programs, and it's not. And I let her resident artist, who is in the cubicle, know that this is a major missed opportunity. And I don't know how she's not getting this out in school. It's very appropriate. Is extraordinarily relevant. I think this would inspire so many kids on so many different levels that are connected to STEAM and STEM.
Okay.
And just show you could do whatever you want in life. Like, it's just mind-blowing to me. I just don't know why we're not in the classroom. One of the quotes, create the world where all knowledge is free.
Oh.
That came from the poem Afrobotica Star. Across black space you must go to embrace the colors that fuels your soul. That one was from her poem Windows of Opportunity. Another quote, why go? Because I can. And that's titled Seeker. And then the last, well, no, two more quotes. But don't forget the arts, the heartbeat of time. And then the final one, distantly snug, cosmic chaos. I just like that line, distantly snug, cosmic chaos.
I love the combination of art and science in this one.
And technology with the augmented reality.
Yeah. Like, you're literally hitting everybody with this one. It's amazing.
It's very forward thinking. I think we need more people to do this. I loved it so much. I don't have anything else to say. I gave it 5 coffee cups other than get it into classrooms. It's unusual. It's very unusual and unexpected. It was
all the right ways.
In all the right ways. All the right ways.
So who would you recommend it to?
I'm going to put the teacher hat on, and I'm going to say grades 5 and up.
Okay.
In your science rooms, in your art rooms, in your language arts rooms, because the poetry is there. I think the poetry is well written. I think that you can, because there's lots of different styles of poetry, and when you're learning and breaking it down for young people, why not do it in a way where I can see it in augmented reality, have it read to me, and see some cool art?
Yeah.
I just think that's, teachers will love it. Teachers, for sure.
Awesome. Garbage truck going by, people. Garbage truck.
We can't take the garbage truck out, but maybe I can because we were quiet.
That's okay.
So Dr. Proctor's Space to Inspire.
I love that. And you showed me this book.
I did show it to you.
That's why I remember it. And
Yes.
I remember the art being
It's cool.
pretty exceptional paired with the poetry.
It is cool. I enjoyed that one. Yeah. So, yeah. And then as we flip through my must-dos. All right. I'm in September.
Okay.
And I glued my tabby underneath my thing. So I kind of have to cut that tab out.
Okay.
Okay.
What is name a book and author?
The Hidden Palace by Helen Wecker. I audioed this fantasy historical fiction. This is the second book to The Golem and the Genie.
Okay.
The narrator is George Goodall. He's fabulous. I love him so much.
Can I ask? Because I thought The Golem and the Genie, wasn't that like a 32-hour book?
It felt like it was.
Okay.
I think it was more like 13 hours.
Oh, okay. How about this one?
About 10 hours.
Okay.
Slightly.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't. I gave it 4.5 cups. 4.5 cups. It's set in New York City and the Middle East pre-World War I.
Okay.
And now Hava and the Genie are facing new challenges in the world. We meet another Genie who's a female, another Golem who is a male, and oh, the twists, the turns, and the triangles. Sophia, Dima, Toby and his mom, Yassel, Krindle, Ahmad, and Hava. And I was just surprised because I didn't really pay attention to that it was a historical fiction with the first book. The second one, there's so much more of the history in this fictional world, which surprised me. And I was like, oh, wow, I actually read a historical fiction book. And then I ask a question. So does this make all of Anne Rice's Witches and Vampires historical fiction also? Because she puts a lot of historical things in there, too.
I think you've got to throw the fantasy, like you did, a fantasy
historical fiction.
Yeah.
My only quote was, the Genie have no friends, and it's a heat of warning. So, yeah, you're going to have to go through the question list with this one.
Okay. All right, let's go through the questions. So you audioed it.
Yes.
And you picked it up because it was the second book in the series?
It is. And I love the narrator. He just reminds me of Anthony Hopkins.
Is there a third book in the series?
No.
Okay, so did this have an ending? Like, do you feel like there's a third book coming, or do you feel like there was an actual ending to the story?
For me, it's over. I don't know. They would have to do something, the writer would have to do something pretty spectacular for me to want to continue hearing what's going on with Ahmad and Hava.
Okay. So what were your first thoughts when you started reading this second book?
I had a hard time getting into this because we were jumping timelines. So my first thought was, oh man, this is not going to be great. And so we're jumping locations because one minute we're in New York City, the next minute we're in World War I, the next minute we're in the Middle East, the next,
Yeah.
So we were jumping all over the place before we finally got it together. And, authors do write that way, and then it all culminates in the end, but I couldn't keep up with it. I couldn't keep up with this one.
That is a type of trope that either just makes the book or breaks the book. You got to be pretty darn good to make that jumping timelines, locations, and places truly fit.
I think they could have not done that.
Okay. So anything? Well, because let me ask you this: because you audioed it. Sorry, I'm speaking in cursive. Is there anything that particularly stood out to you about the narrator's style?
He has a British accent. He's very smooth, and the character voices are on point. For a male actor, a British older male, to be able to pull off such amazing and female voices and give them depth.
Okay.
Where you're not hearing, oh, look, we're trying to sound like a girl. He has so much passion. You can tell that this particular narrator understands words and that words have meaning, and he can pull you into those words and you are in the meanings and the emotions.
Okay. And did he narrate the first book as well?
Yes.
Have you listened to anything else that he's narrated?
No.
Okay.
But I did look it up, and I have them in my wish list in my Audible.
So, who was your favorite character in this?
Still
why?
Hava.
Still Hava.
Still Hava the Golem, because she broke the mold of what golems are, they're supposed to be evil and you can't control them and they're supposed to be chaotic and almost, this predisposition of clay that comes to life so they have no brain. And she's different. She wants to be better. She wants to live amongst the humans, and she just wants to be better and do better. And this is her and the genie always, fighting for why you're so much better than the humans. Why are you always trying to be human? And she goes, without humanity, what else, what am I? Just a lump of clay. So she's quite something. She goes to university.
Oh.
She gets a job. She winds up owning a business.
She's serious.
She's very serious.
I love that. What were there any characters that you found frustrating?
I'm not frustrated. The genie Ahmad. I mean, frustrated only because he's just a stupid boy. Because he can't just be with her and see her vision and get on board with let's have this kind of life. We love each other. We're also best friends. Why do you always have to go off into the world of the jinn and then just be nonsensical?
Was there anything you wish had been done differently?
Just the timeline thing.
Okay.
Tighten it up faster.
So is that the half cup there?
That would be my half cup. Just like I said, I felt like it was chaotic and it took probably 7+ chapters before my brain was like, oh, all right, got it, all came together.
How did it compare to the first one?
Less fantasy. I feel like this one had a lot more realistic, let's play real life.
Okay.
Whereas the other one was, okay, here's this magical genie. Here's this very powerful golem, and how the two of these are star-crossed lovers, and how they're trying to move through regular life. Now we're in regular life, and it's almost like the fantasy part fell flat because now we're focused on the reality.
Okay. Does it lead right up to World War One?
We're in the middle of World War One, and that's why we have no food. I mean, food is scarce.
Okay. Was there a quote or a passage that really hit you over the head in a good way?
In a good way? No. If it did, I would have wrote it down.
Okay.
So there's nothing.
So would you recommend this book, and to whom?
I recommend it to anybody who read the first one.
Okay.
So they can see a little bit more into these characters, because it's not just the golem and the genie. You have more genies and more golems that come about, and I don't want to tell you the twists, the turns, and the triangles that are happening. It's quite surprising, but it's going to take you a minute to get into it. Or maybe not. Maybe that was just me.
So which character in this book would thrive in a medieval jousting tournament?
Ahmad the genie, for sure. For sure. The other genie, the girl genie, she is a sassafras. I just want to say a B-I bleep bleep C-H. So she would never be in a joust. Golems would never be in a joust.
Okay.
But Ahmad, he would, because he's always trying to prove. He's always trying to prove himself.
Okay.
For who knows why.
Which character would have the worst hinge profile?
The female genie, and I don't know her name.
Why?
I feel like she probably has an OnlyFans, actually. And then she's
Not an OnlyFans.
and then it's just like, well, if you're not looking at my OnlyFans, then I'll just destroy you because I'm the only fan you ever need. So, but there it is, guys.
I love that.
All right, let's go back into your book, or are we done for today?
Maybe be done. It's almost 3.
All right,
So.
cool. All right.
So what do I have for Wednesday? So we're gonna do
The tandem.
I have the one. I have the Faraway Inn.
Okay.
The Enchanted Greenhouse. We can do 2 tandems.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one is on my list with you. Yes.
And then Broken Country.
Perfect.
And The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue.
Excellent. And then that would catch us up to
That would
current.
catch me up to December, yeah.
Yay. And then I think the same is for me, because I think I just have The Alchemist, the tandem of The Old Lady with you, and then a tandem on The Greenhouse.
Okay.
I mean, I read some stuff and I didn't journal it, but I don't know yet where. I'll probably put The Road in,
Oh, you should.
because I did do
Yeah.
that. And then I can pass it to you. Is how I think about that. And that's the ink, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye. That's a wrap. Time to close the book on today's episode. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Kasie. If you had fun, hit the like, follow, and subscribe. Make sure you click on the bell icon.
You can also email us at spilledinkycoffeeshow@gmail.com. Send us your questions, tell us what you're reading, or share what we should dive into.
Until next time, keep your coffee hot.
And your pages turning.
Bye, guys.